Most people picture wealth as a piece of paper hanging on a wall in a mahogany frame. They were told that the only path to a good life was to spend 4 years in a lecture hall and 40 years paying for it. But if you look closely at the neighborhoods where the grass is greenest and the stress is lowest, you will notice a strange paradox. The person with the most degrees is often the one with the most debt and the least amount of free time. Meanwhile, the neighbor who drives a clean but older truck and never seems to be in a rush is the one who actually owns their life. Today, we are going to look at the truth that the modern education system does not want you to calculate. We are going to dismantle the myth of the degree trap and explore the rise of quiet wealth. For decades, we have been sold a specific version of the American dream that has turned into a financial anchor for millions of people. The formula was simple. Go to an expensive university, take out massive loans, and land a high-status job that pays just enough to keep you in the middle class. But the math of 2025 has changed the game completely. The average student today enters the workforce with $37,000 in debt before they even earn their first paycheck. By the time they account for interest, taxes, and the rising cost of living, they are not building wealth. They are simply trying to keep their head above water. Real wealth is not about what you earn, it is about what you keep and how much control you have over your calendar. This is where the contrarian approach comes in. While everyone else was chasing titles, a quiet group of people started chasing utility. They realized that the world does not pay you for what you know, it pays you for the problems you can solve. Consider the skilled trades that society often looks down upon. A master electrician or a heating, ventilation, and air conditioning technician often earns more than a mid-level manager at a major corporation. The difference is that the technician started earning at age 20 instead of age 24. They had zero student loans to drag them down. By the time the university graduate is just starting to pay off their interest, the technician already has a down payment for a home and a growing investment portfolio. This is the hidden gap that builds real wealth over time. Wealth is built in the margins, not in the spotlight. If you want to achieve financial freedom, you have to be willing to look boring to people who are broke. The loudest people in the room are usually the ones with the biggest car payments and the smallest savings accounts. Quiet wealth is the opposite. It is driven by a paid-off vehicle that starts every morning and disappears into the background. It is built by making boring choices that lead to extraordinary results. Think about the total cost of your decisions, not just the sticker price. An expensive degree has a total cost that includes 4 years of lost income and decades of compounding interest on loans. When you add it all up, that piece of paper can cost a person over $500,000 in lifetime wealth. Is the status of that degree worth $500,000? For most people, the answer is a resounding no. The modern economy is shifting towards skills-based hiring. Companies like Google and Apple are starting to realize that a portfolio of work is more valuable than a diploma from a prestigious school. They want people who can execute, not just people who can pass a test. If you are currently feeling stuck in the cycle of debt and degrees, it is time to pivot. Stop investing in credentials that no longer carry the weight they once did. Start investing in skills that the market actually needs. Master the art of air traffic control, where you can earn over $100,000 a year without a bachelor's degree. Become a commercial pilot, where the training is intensive but the return on investment is massive. Look into construction management, where you learn how to build the world while building your own bank account. The goal is not to avoid education, it is to avoid the high cost of inefficient education. True education happens when you solve real-world problems. It happens when you read books that change your mindset and take courses that increase your earning potential. But it does not have to happen in a way that leaves you financially crippled for the rest of your life. Remember that money is just a tool to buy back your time. If your job requires you to work 80 hours a week just to pay for a house you are never in, you are not wealthy. You are just a high-paid prisoner. Quiet wealth allows you to say no to things you do not want to do. It allows you to spend your Tuesday morning with your family instead of in a boardroom. It allows you to retire decades earlier than the people who followed the traditional path. The most valuable thing you can own is your own time. To get there, you must stop following the crowd. The crowd is broke, stressed, and exhausted. If you do what everyone else does, you will get what everyone else has. But if you are willing to take the path less traveled, you will find a level of peace that most people cannot even imagine. Look at your bills and your investments through the lens of a sage. Bury the need to impress strangers with flashy things. Focus on plugging the financial leaks in your life. Cancel the subscriptions you do not use and negotiate the bills that are draining your cash. Automate your investments so that your wealth grows while you sleep. Treat your money like a well-trained army that works for your future self. When you get paid, pay yourself first. Put that money into index funds or tax-advantaged accounts before you even see it. This removes the decision fatigue that leads to impulsive spending. Boring systems create exciting lives. If you keep your habits simple, your results will become significant. We are living in a time of great transition. The old rules no longer apply. The path to success is no longer a straight line through a university campus. It is a winding road that requires curiosity, grit, and the courage to be different. Do not let society shame you for choosing a trade or skipping a degree. The only person who has to live with your financial choices is you. Make sure those choices lead to freedom, not just a fancy title. Quiet wealth is waiting for those who are brave enough to stop trying to look rich. It is for the people who value outcomes over optics. It is for the people who want to be the master of their own fate. If you see someone driving a 10-year-old car and living in a modest house, do not assume they are struggling. They might just be the wealthiest person you know. They have no debt, no stress, and a calendar that they control completely. That is the ultimate goal. That is the true definition of success in the modern world. As we move forward into 2025, the gap between the flashy rich and the quietly wealthy will only grow. One group is fueled by ego and credit. The other group is fueled by discipline and compounding interest. Choose which side you want to be on. Choose the path that leads to a calm mind and a full bank account. The degree trap is a choice, not a requirement. Quiet wealth is a habit, not a lucky break. Start building your foundation today. Plug the leaks, learn the skills, and buy back your time. Your future self will thank you for the boring choices you make today. The numbers do not lie, and neither does the peace that comes with financial control. Keep your eyes on the long game. Ignore the noise of the crowd, and build a life that is meaningful to you, not impressive to them. This is the way to true freedom. This is the way of the quietly wealthy. If this message resonated with you, consider how you can apply these principles to your own life starting today. Every small step you take toward financial independence compounds over time. You are closer to freedom than you think if you are willing to change your perspective. Thank you for listening to this deep dive into the truth about wealth. Until next time, keep your habits boring and your life meaningful.